Good evening. Again, because of the cooler weather and the wetter weather that we've been having around here, and maybe a couple days before I actually finish up the River's Edge Trail, I've only got 2 episodes left, and it's traveling from one dam to the other. And it's shorter, the 2 episodes are shorter than any single video that I've been uploading in the past 4 days. But there's still news for this week. Right now I am anxiously anticipating the release of Alfred Hitchcock's 1954 thriller, Dial M for Murder. It's a movie that Hitchcock basically disowned. He was forced by Warner Brothers to film it in the stereoscopic format, and he essentially ignored the film to the time of his death. The whole film was based on a play that's set on a single set, and so he did with whatever he could to work with, like lamps and couches and whatever. But it's not one of his strongest, according to him. But what's great is it's a 58-year-old movie released in native 3D. Here we've got all these movies around being converted to 3D. Well, this one was actually made in 3D. And it's almost 15 years older than I am, so that's the first 3D to release this week. The second one is Prometheus, the sort of sequel to Alien, and that's going to have a 3D edition as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get those, and maybe I'll give a short little review of Dial M for Murder on here. I've already put up a blurb with Prometheus, I think, from this summer. I can't remember. But that may be something that I will bring about later on this afternoon. Try to help get me caught up, seeing that I'm like 8 days behind on my daily vlogs. This is a big month for 3D. I mean, starting with the Avengers and going on until like the beginning of December, 3D releases are going to be released like that. Next week, I believe we've got Madagascar 3, and then Avatar 3D is going to be available as well. Now, Avatar has been released in 3D before, but only for people who have purchased Panasonic items like the TVs at first, and then they started giving them coupons for the people who bought the Panasonic Blu-rays, the 3D Blu-rays players. And next week it will finally be available for any consumer to buy at any retail store that sells it. So that's good news. That's awesome news, because what that means is that the top 3 money makers, motion pictures that have all, that are in the top 3 as far as how much money they made, Avatar, Titanic, and the Avengers, all have 3D versions available. Now, I don't know if they'll ever do number 4, which is Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight. Christopher Nolan has a thing against 3D, and we may never see a conversion of any of his movies. It'd be kind of cool if they did if they were able to convert that one, as well as any other of the top 10 that aren't currently in 3D, because I know that things like Shrek 2 are already in 3D. I mentioned that before. We're not going to go down that road again. So, later on this week, hopefully, River's Edge Trail will end, and I'm waiting for about 4 or 5 hours here for Walmart to unpack their stuff to see if Dial M for Murder is available and Prometheus 3D. I'll talk with you later. I'm not going to say talk to you tomorrow, because it might be today, but I'll talk with you later, and have a good time between now and then.